What up, SNA assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the NXT review video on December 17, 2024. And yeah, this was a very super terrific show. It did kind of gave all of us fans the vibe of like a premium live event, but it was still like any ordinary episode, like despite this little special holiday edition. And and they show that next week they will be having the show, which I assume is going to be pre-taped by tonight, just like last night on Raw. We got a pretty both entertaining tag team and NXT World Championship match, and like also yeah, see who could, and then they also have another number one contenders match to see who's going to be fighting for the NXT tag team titles next week. They announced, and then they also got, and this is like, and we also got some more elements on the romance between Carmen and Ashante, like, and like what other what and even more like stuff that we're going to talk about today on the SNA podcast. Start things off with everybody coming in the building, like it was like Eddie Thorpe, Gallus, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, Obafemi, Trick Williams, and even All Ego Ethan Page with a very sad look, like because everything's not been going in his favor from the past couple weeks. Watch Javon right in front of them, they're getting hyped up in the building in Lowell, Massachusetts. That's where we got standing on the merchandise stand saying like, yeah, like we're gonna get bouncy up in this piece, and then it's where then we. But it's where they got the vignette of hype up matches. What match that we saw? But it's where we saw Obafemi taking on Axiom, yeah. And then we also got some hype up. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you we got some hype up for the women's championship match and a current non-titles feud with the fellow challenger and the champions friends, like out of Jade and Vaquer. This is where we also saw like a pretty entertaining women's tag match. But this is where we got the match starting off at the first, which gets the second place spot, which ties with the NXT tag team title, and that was the Nigerian ruler, again destroyer of NXT, and that is Obafemi taking on Axiom. Again, if Axiom wins, he helps earn Eddie Frazier a future shot at the NXT championship. Man, the NXT championship is getting more prestigious than ever with everybody chasing after it. Like if it's the main roster WWE, either of the main roster WWE heavyweight titles. But this is where we got things start off with the blackface colorful mask luchador taking on the ruler, like with Nathan Frazier looked like he's about to go for an attack, but he ends up slowing back down. Reaches up his hand. That's where Obafemi pushes right off. Okay, you're not much of a hand grabber. That's where then he was like, but how about we do like how about I grab it? This is where Obafemi like, yo, get that little grabber out of my face. Is where then what's his name? Axiom then go for a swift kick right into the right leg. This is where then Obafemi fights back with a couple of strikes and a leg strike. This is where we got what's his name? Axiom trying to step right back. He was in the upper side and the left and right, going from the right to the left. This is where he tried to go for a waist lock right onto the Femi, but this is where Femi tossed him right to the bottom left side. This is where then he didn't grab onto his hands, but this is where we got Obafemi then grab onto his face. This is where he started rubbing his face. This is where he's like, what are you gonna do now? Like little chump, and then this is where the referee like, all right, you got him in the corner, and he did got him in the corner right against the rope. This is where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, you got to let go, or else you got have to or else you would get DQ'd, and then it'll be an automatic opportunity for Axiom to give the Frazier. This is where then Axiom to go for kick, but this is where he gets pushed right into the upper left side. This is where then we got what's that called? Elbow right into the face. That's where then he was holding on back like when the referee started counting until he got to 3. That's where we got Axiom then push him right into that exact same corner in the upper left. Start chopping him. This is where he step right back. So he's like what else you got what else you got underneath those clothless sleeves under your arms? Is where then Obafemi like this, what I'm about to do, slam him to the ground by grabbing onto his leg when he try to go for a kick in the gut. But it's where he trying to go for like a like a leg lock submission maneuver of some sort, but it's where he gets pushed right off. This is where Axiom and immediately crawl right into the top side. Obafemi immediately try to go for a clothesline on the current NXT Tag Team Champion, but this is where Obafemi stopped him, stopped himself from running right over the ropes. This is where he tossed him right in some right hands, even step right back to where we got what's his name, Axiom, to try to go right up on the top rope. This is where then the keeper down by hitting some right strike kicks, but yeah, even for that was not bringing them down. This is where he just tried to go for a leg trip by chopping them down, like if he's some kind of an African tree. Like this is where then he goes for a kick right into the back of the leg. Hopefully that didn't sound offensive. When I compared Obafemi as a tree, like from his home country, this is where we got, or continent, let me rephrase. That's where he goes. This is where we got Axiom go to the bottom corner side. This is where we got Obafemi goes for a boot right into the face. This is where then this is where he try to go for. This is where he ends up getting clothesline, making Axiom go 180, right about 2 feet in the air. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but unfortunately did not give him the 3 count, only a 2.6, I believe. This is where we got Obafemi start wrist locking and bending down the arm of the current NXT Tag Team Champion. This is where then he started bending him on the left side. This is where then Obafemi did try to go for a knife edge chop that we could have possibly heard like about. I'll say maybe like 10, 100. Not 10. 10,000 miles away. But this is where we got this is where Obafemi goes for a wrist lock right onto Axiom. But this is where Axiom then try to turn it into an arm bar, like when you got him in a wrist lock. And this is where then Obafemi picks up the luchador. This is where he puts him back first, right to the upper left side. Just repeatedly hitting some chops, which I don't think the ring general would like. But I think we'll give him a pass. But that's where he got like a. I think he can get a number 30 spot, though, however. This is where we got Axiom to start hitting some chops and some strike kicks onto Oba, but Oba fought right back and strike and hit a chop right into his chest, knocking him down, which Axiom's plans are going backfired now. This is where we got Obafemi. All right, now try to take me down. This is where he tried to with some strike kicks and a chop, keep going in the same mountain without any different results, and where then he then gets chopped right back down off of that mountain by the ruler. This is where Obafemi's like, all right, get back up. If you can do this, this is where Action's like, oh, I can't. This is where he's starting some chops, but a little bit different, and then raising his leg up a little bit higher, but this time into his midsection. This is where Obafemi tries to go for a clothesline, but he ducks out of the way, hits a drop kick right into Oba. This is where he runs right to the top corner side, hit a middle drop kick right onto the left knee. He hits face first right to the canvas, and this is where he finally brought him down, but with some moves like in his under his arsenal. This is where we got Axiom then went right to the top corner side, hits a swift attic roundhouse kick with Obafemi on his knees. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but Oba kicks out. But not only that, he gets right back up. I'm like, this guy, is a complete savage beast. There's nothing human about this guy, because if he was just any old human, he would have been out for even at the count of 100. This is where we got Obafemi trying to pick up Axiom, go for a powerbomb. Axiom, amazingly and surprisingly, flip right out into a Hurricane Rana, go for a pin of a Hurricane. Go for a Hurricane Rana after Hurricane Rana, going for a pin, wrapping his arms around Obafemi's legs. This is where then he almost got the 3, but he only got 2.999. But he ends up hitting the drop kick on him when both men were down. It looked like Axiom was about to hit that back like a kick, right into Oba. When he went to the upper right side, is where he waited for him to get back up. Is where the golden ratio, I believe it's called. The first, like, yeah, I believe in you can do this. Where Obafemi countered out of it, intercepted him, hits up what that flying power bomb maneuver. This is where Obafemi picks him up, hits that pop up power bomb that he does to his opponents to get the W. And that's what the ruler did right here on this match. Winner of this match, Obafemi, which he was like, I remain as the next challenger, whoever wins on tonight's NXT championship. But y'all will not believe what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna get into any details. Like, it left a very interesting cliffhanger, like on what should we expect next onto this I'll say and yeah, like he must have insist like of going out here because still in the ring. I mean, because he still did the match with Nathan Frazier when they defended their NXT tag team titles against the Gallows Boys. And let me tell you, that gets the silver trophy of the night as well. Not because actually was wrestling in it. It's just that it was one, it was a championship match, and two, it was a very good championship match, like showing that Nathan Frazier and Axiom is unstoppable as a tag team. With them having the longest reign, with two of their reigns combined, like over any tag team in NXT that wrestled in NXT, like for the last, I'll say, 12 years since the belts were existing championships. But anyways, where we got Obafemi in a backstage interview with Sarah, did that by pointing out that he shocked the world last week when he revealed that he faked the whole attack and heard the whole thing. And this is like, look, like, Eddie, like, you can slide into this like to get a shot at the NXT champion all you want, like, but you and I know, like, you took a shortcut, like, and I was like, yeah, he sure did. Like, he could have, like, what if he stayed in the Iron Survivor match? Like, who knows? Like, he would have gotten this opportunity, not for the night though, but it would have been for a much bigger night in Los Angeles for at New Year's Evil. But no, we want to take the shortcut. But this is where then we got. And that's where Ava was like, yeah, like, you're lucky you signed a contract before you revealed like what happened, because like now, like, yeah, the decision is final and you have this match tonight and there's no going back. It's where Eddie Thorpe was like, yeah, like it is where it's like, and this doesn't feel good, doesn't it, Ava? Like, now you finally receive what I'm talking about. Like, don't I taking the blame for something that you didn't do. Like, you know how many times I heard that term, work smarter, not harder, like billions of times. Like, he was like, and that's exactly what I did. Like, yeah, and he was like, and so you can call me whatever you want, Ava. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson in the women's tag team match. It may not be in the, what's her name? What's it? Soul Ruka and I believe what's her name? Jada Park. He really bought the flowers before your match, and I know, like, but it's so harsh to him. This is where the Petrovic was like Dion. Like, Dion, like, you know what? Like, now you mention it, like, you're right. Like, I shouldn't. Like, yeah. And this is where it's like, yeah. And this is where then, this is where she's like, yeah, I do feel bad, like, because you. Like, I think I'm gonna apologize. She's like, yeah, thank you, Dion. And this is where then once they hugged, like, this is where we saw was right behind Carmen. Ashante. This is where on him, and they started making it official. This is where then, and this is where brother here. And this, like, no, not like that. And this is where then Ashante was like he was like, yeah, like how many times I tried with you? This is where he's like, and this is where then then Ashante Diaz was like, hey, yeah, I mean, y'all hugging, like, yeah, like. He's like, I ditched all the other girls to meet up with you, and I bought you flowers on top of that. Like, and this is how you were paying me. Like, you know what? Like, Carmen, the Kramer did. I'm gonna change my mind and reconsider that decline. And this where then she's like, you know what? Like, forget this is a waste of time. This is where they spoke a speech was. This is where they tried to put words together, but this is where they were stunned. Like what just happened? Like, we were just doing some harming. And this is where the Deion Link's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just done. This is where he's like, I'm going back, my reading books, get minding my business, and not bother with anyone, which that's for the best for Deion Lennox's perspectives. Like, yeah, because the more if he gets gonna be like, so don't blame the handsome nerd, I guess you could say, on the Deion. But what are your thoughts onto this? Like on this, yeah, this romance storyline. Even though I'm not much of a fan of it, but I do, I do crack up, and it does entertain me just a little bit. Like, Fleur just not a fan of the storyline. Just saying, but yeah. Yeah, so this is where Soka flips her over to a pin, but she only got a kick out at 2.2. This is where she tried to go for her headlock or turn to a guillotine, try to tag in Zarya so she could be in the match. But this is where we got tagged in by Lash Legend. This is where referee saw it, like, yeah, tag. And this is where we got Jakar Jackson through Soka right to the left, trips her over, while Lash Legend, the elbow drop right into the back onto what's her name, Soka. This is where we got Ruka gets